The Great Red Spot, a gigantic storm in Jupiter, is width of as 2 Earths. During its flyby on July 10, NASA's Juno spacecraft took images of it. The storm has possibly existed for more than 350 years, but recently the Great Red Spot appears to be shrinking. The Great Red Spot in the mysterious planet of Jupiter, courtesy NASA's Juno mission. NASA-built spacecraft was launched in 2011 and placed itself in Jupiter's orbit last year on the July 4, 2016. It was the closest any human-built object has come to the biggest storm in our solar system. Juno flew about 5,600 miles above the mysterious tempest, more than 1 million miles closer than any previous spacecraft has flown. Juno took the new photos on its 7th pass around the gas giant planet. The spacecraft swings by Jupiter once every 53.5 days, at speeds approaching 130,000 mph, which makes such close UPS very hard to capture. This monumental storm has raged on the solar system's biggest planet for centuries, Scott Bolton, the Juno mission's leader, said in a NASA statement. At its closest point, Juno flew so close the Great Red Spot that it couldn't capture the whole thing in one view. The parts of Jupiter that Juno will photograph on July 10, 2017. Making the task even more challenging, the probe zoomed by at about 34 miles per second. That's speedy enough to traverse the continental US, in a little more than a minute. As a result, JunoCam strafed the planet with a series of images. Making the task even more challenging, the probe zoomed by at about 34 miles per second. That's speedy enough to traverse the continental US in a little more than a minute. As a result, JunoCam strafed the planet with a series of images. In previous flybys, Juno has captured remarkable shots of other storms and clouds on Jupiter. NASA calls the enormous storm in the image the Little Red Spot, even though it's the size of Earth. The photo was taken on February 2, 2017. This is what part of Jupiter's cloud tops looked like on May 19, 2017, from roughly 7,800 miles away. And this is part of the Jupiter's string of Pearls storm cloud. The image was taken during Juno's 5th flyby, on March 27, 2017. Juno has also captured more distant images of Jupiter. This striking view of the planet's south pole was taken May 19, then processed by 2 citizen scientists to bring out the photo's contrast and color. A straight-down view of Jupiter's pole from about 32,000 miles away, reveals a blue-tinted patch of cyclonic storms that are each about 600 miles wide. For reference, the U.S. state of Texas is about 790 miles wide. Juno also occasionally looks out away from Jupiter, toward the rest of space. This image may not seem like much, but it's unprecedented. The faint line in the middle is Jupiter's rings of ice and dust. Behind it sits the constellation Orion. Juno settled into orbit around Jupiter on July 4, 2016. Recent studies published in the journals Science and Geophysical Research Letters detailed a bounty of discoveries the probe has helped NASA scientists make since then. Those discoveries include rivers of hot ammonia shown in this infrared light animation. But Juno won't fly forever. NASA plans to plunge the spacecraft into Jupiter's clouds in 2018 or 2019. This will prevent the probe from spreading any bacteria from Earth to the gas giant's icy, ocean-filled moons like Europa and Ganymede.